Welcome back. This is Doug and Cindy with Help Me Help Mama 5cast. Thanks for joining in today. Today we're going to be talking about compassion fatigue. You know, when you hear the term compassion fatigue, a lot of times when it's associated with some natural disaster, a tornado or train wreck or something that's really bad, and you see it on TV and you say, oh my goodness, all of those people, that's terrible. And it is terrible. You know, people lost their lives, lost their homes, nothing good about any of that. But how does that relate to taking care of a loved one? Well, sometimes, you know, you can experience the same thing. You're taking care of a loved one, they're sick, they're declining, it's bad, it's all bad, there's no good, and it's just you all the time. And you know, different people handle it different ways, but some people just like burn out. You know, it's like, that's enough of the bad already. You know, something's got to change. Something's got to be different. I can't handle any more bad stuff. I gotta have some good stuff. So, how do you plan for this? How do you get around it? What do you do? Well,
try to avoid it.
Try to avoid it. Yeah.
Try to avoid it.
Try to avoid it, and how can we avoid it?
Okay, so let me tell you what it looked like for me. If you're in the throes of all this caregiving, you don't really recognize it, and you don't recognize the toll that it's taking on you. So it's more like it was a lot easier for me to be irritable, you know, to snap at somebody. I felt more aches and pains probably than I actually had, but it's just like my immune system was down, and I felt bad physically. I'd have more headaches, and I didn't deal with stress as well.
So it was taking you down. It just felt like a big weight just pulling you down.
Yeah.
Taking a toll.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
And you're doing your best that you can, trying to give 150% to your loved one, being a caregiver, trying to anticipate what their needs are. And it just all takes a toll on you. So look for those things, the irritability, the feeling more aches and pains, feeling sick, things like that. So what do you do to avoid it? There's your question.
So that's what it feels like. It don't feel good. A lot of you know, you're there, you got that t-shirt, like compassion fatigue, yuck, what do we do? So one thing you do is, like Cindy just said, avoid it. Well, that sounds good. How do you do that? You plan ahead, and if you're in the midst of it, you say, there is no ahead. I'm in the midst of it right now. Well, you got to start somewhere, draw a line in the sand and say, okay, we're going to establish a plan. It's been just me. Are there any other family members can help, even for an hour a day,
Exactly.
hour a week, whatever you can get, you know, to some time so you can get out, clear your mind, and start breathing and taking care of yourself. Outside caregivers.
In-home non-medical.
In-home non-medical caregivers. Are they, so have you talked about that? And most families do. Most families discover pretty quick that is expensive. I mean, in our area, they're close to $20 an hour. But at some point in time, you've got to have the extra help if possible. Does mom have the money to pay for this? Do any other family members have any that they can chip in? You know, the way some families handle it, the local caregivers do all they can, and if someone lives across the country, they chip in a little bit to provide, you know, some care to help to
Money.
give the local caregiver a break.
Yeah, they provide money. Or they take their vacation and come out for a week
Yeah,
and stay
and
with
come out.
Mama. That would be
Yeah.
really good.
But compassion fatigue, like Cindy said, it just happens.
takes
And
you
if you
down.
are the primary caregiver and you're just there all the time and it's this constant bad, and you can't get around this or you can't get out of this, it will take an effect on you, and not just emotionally but physically too. You know, things will happen that will have an emotional impact on you and a physical impact on you. And and we talked about this in another segment, that if something happens to you and then you go down, what's going to happen to your loved one then?
Yeah.
So at some point in time, you just got to realistically think, okay, we need to come up with a plan B, and what is it? And come up with a plan, even if it's short term. Let's talk about a few other things. Adult daycares. In some areas, if your loved one is able to do that, to get out during the day, just a few hours a day, maybe while you go to work, if they could be in an adult daycare, that would get you out of the house. Or if you're not working, just so they would have a place to be for a few hours during the day.
And socialization is very important for them too. Senior citizen centers, those are big around here. So that may be an option depending upon if they have any behavior issues or not.
Some assisted livings and skilled care facilities have respite, for maybe a 2-week stay, for a short-term stay. But some of these options, these are just short-term fixes, and sometimes you have to start there. Sometimes you have to, okay, great, let's do a short-term fix. Let's do a 2-week stint respite. Mom be in assisted living respite care for 2 weeks. Tell her, Mom, just 2 weeks, and then you're back home. And then you use those 2 weeks to develop a going-forward plan. Okay, what are we going to do to help Mom and to help me so that I can retain my physical ability, and so that I don't go down the rabbit hole of compassion fatigue myself, and it gets worse and worse.
Right. You have to take care of yourself.
You got to take care of yourself.
You can't take care of somebody else if you don't take care of yourself.
So I think that's all we got time for today. Thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your comments. If you're suffering from compassion fatigue, enter your comments below and let us know how you're dealing with it, and how those of you that have successfully dealt with it or developed a plan, what did you do? Thanks for watching today, and have a great rest of the week.
And thank you for being a caregiver for your loved one. You're making a huge difference in their life.
If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, click on the subscribe button to subscribe to this channel, and click on that little notification bell to be notified the next time we do a video.
And if you want to interact with us, check out the description below and leave us a comment and let us know what legal or caregiver topics you'd like to hear about.